Oh my god, there's so much stuff to cover today in this video. I don't know how much I'm going to get through. I'm just going to start with the first figure and keep moving forward and see how far I make it. I might need to break this into 2 different videos. I'm not entirely sure, but let's do an episode of DC Talking Points. Now, straight off the bat, I do want to point out that this is not really going to be news. I know this to a lot of you because some of these figures were revealed days ago. And I was kind of sitting around going, maybe I should make this video a little bit later, wait to see if anything else comes out. This seems to be a little bit of a tidal wave of reveals all across the board. I mean, what with SDCC and the whole bit. But I figured today is as good a day as any to make it. The house is empty and it's quiet, so let's talk about the first figure for starters, that being the MAFEX Cyborg Superman figure. Now, this figure was previously teased with an image of the Cyborg Superman's chest on Instagram. I didn't cover it then because I was waiting for more imagery to come out. And then there were images of the catalog that started appearing on Instagram. And I didn't cover it then because I wanted nice clear images with that white background that I could share with you. Well, now, and I realize I'm still a couple days late, we have all the images that we're going to need to be able to see what this figure's like and what it comes with. So, doesn't it look fantastic? I knew this was going to happen. MAFEX gets the license to do characters from certain storylines, and once the cat's out of the bag, it's a whole lot easier letting it out than it is putting it back in. So that means, judging by this fact, we're probably going to see Steel and Superboy, and we already have the black-suited Superman on the way, and clearly we also have Cyborg Superman. Eradicator will likely be on the way. I can't see MAFEX being content to just do one of the 4 Supermen from the Reign of Superman. I kind of feel like they're going to do all 4 to go along with that black-suited Superman. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. MAFEX is killing it with their portion of the DC license, and I'm glad that they have the ability to make specific characters based on specific storylines. As far as I'm concerned, they make the best 6-inch scale DC figures across the board, probably ever. I feel like they make the best 6-inch scale DC figures ever. Now, this figure, as you can clearly see, looks through the roof awesome. One that I am super stoked about this will be the Cyborg Superman, the Hank Henshaw to end all Hank Henshaws. The DC Direct one is a classic. Nothing will ever take its place because it was the first of its kind. Even with the old school Kenner Superman figures, we never got that Cyborg Superman. We got Eradicator, we got Steel, we got Superboy, but we never got the Cyborg Superman Hank Henshaw. And then the DC Universe Classics one, for as good as it was, had the weird kind of wonky stance. It was a great placeholder until this one came, but the chosen one had not yet arrived until we see this one here. And yes, I feel like it's even better than the DC Essentials Cyborg Superman. This will be the Cyborg Superman to end all Cyborg Superman figures. Now, not to let the Cyborg Superman have all the fun as far as MAFEX action figure reveal photos go, with the white glamorous background so we get nice high-res imagery of what we're going to receive, but Wonder Woman from the 1984 movie in her Golden Eagle armor, high-res images have now been released, and she looks pretty darn spankin' awesome. Very shiny, very golden. I know these are glam shots, so they've got the figure in its best light. As with every action figure, sometimes it's just the prototype we're looking at. With MAFEX, I feel like we consistently get a look at what the actual figure is going to look like. And if you're looking at what I'm looking at, then you can see this is going to be a super fantastic, rad version of this character. Of course, she comes with an alternate head, an unfurled and a rolled up lasso, as well as her 2 wings for the Golden Eagle armor. But for me, I think the magic is really in getting A, the proportions right with this character, and B, getting the face right. Now, the helmeted head looks fantastic. I'm not going to knock McFarlane's because his helmeted head for Wonder Woman looked really good as well. I was actually very satisfied with that. Getting the unhelmeted head clearly is a challenge for many people to grab Gal Gadot's likeness. Todd, with his team, did not do a good job of it with his Wonder Woman figure. And then with the previous MAFEX and SH Figuarts versions, again, they never really captured Gal's face. MEZCO 1/12 Collective never really captured Gal's face. I'm not quite sure if I think that this one did too, but I certainly think it's doing a very good job. Now, moving back to MAFEX's Hush offerings. Remember how I'd surmised? Well, they're probably going to try and do almost every character they can, every major character from the Hush storyline. And we didn't know for sure, but it seemed like it was likely after Batman and then Superman were solicited. I thought, okay, there's some hope here. And then more and more characters started getting solicited from their Hush line. Well, there's actually imagery of more characters, and I feel like they're going to do every single character that you and I love from that storyline. For one, they had this Batman with the breathing apparatus. Almost looks like a throwback to the DC Direct version, doesn't it? So that one is going to be released. They also have a Nightwing figure. It was an unpainted prototype, so they're still pretty far back in the process, at least as far as we can tell. Maybe they've got a painted prototype somewhere on a desk in an office. At this point, they have only shown the gray unpainted version of Nightwing. But dude, it looks awesome. I can't wait for that one to be revealed. I can't wait to build my Hush Bat family, to be honest. You know Tim Drake is coming if they've shown us Nightwing. Someone's got to pick up the torch and do a fantastic 6-inch scale Tim Drake Robin with good articulation, because ain't nobody done it yet. Also, we have the Huntress, a character that I know some of you in the comment sections of my previous DC Talking Points videos, where we're talking about the Mafex Hush Batman line, had mentioned you wanted a Huntress. And it seems like your prayers are now answered from the action figure gods from on high, because Huntress is coming and she looks awesome. Again, Mafex is killing it with their portion of the DC license. So those were the characters that I didn't know were coming from Mafex in that line. They also trotted out the Superman and Batman again and had them posed, as well as the Nightfall Batman. They had a whole display there, but it's the ones that I didn't know were coming that I was the most stoked about. Now, MEZCO 1/12 Collective have also teased a DC character, Robin. They have this post right here with the Robin symbol. Didn't know there was a projected Robin symbol in Gotham City, but projected into the sky, which lets us know Robin's coming. Now, I can only assume based on the look of that particular symbol, I'm assuming it's going to be Damian. I would like it to be Tim, because Tim is my favorite Robin, but I'll take a Damian. I just hope they get the scale correct, because those 6-inch scale MEZCO 1/12 Collective figures, well, they're 6-inch scale, and most people, when they make a Robin, they usually make it a little bit too big. Like, the Robin actually fits in better with 7-inch scale figures. So I really hope they get the scale correct for this Robin. Something else that MEZCO revealed as well is a Joker to go with the Gotham by Gaslight Batman. So a Gotham by Gaslight Joker. And this dude looks seriously awesome. You're looking at that face thinking the same thing I am. It's modeled after this guy right here, because it clearly is modeled after that guy. It looks perfect, like literal perfection. I really, really am stoked about this one as well. I'm having such a shut up and take my money day. How can I not? Everything looks so awesome. And the fact that this guy looks like the man who laughs does not help my wallet to remain fat. It's not fat to begin with. It's pretty thin, but it's going to be even thinner. Something else kind of fun, if you've been collecting the Storm Collectibles DC offerings from their Injustice line, then you'll be really stoked to see that they're actually going to be, pending license approval, they'll be releasing Lobo's Space Hog to go with Lobo. Awesome! Who doesn't want Lobo's Space Hog? Especially if they have Lobo. I mean, the only other Space Hog I've ever seen that could possibly fit a 6-7-inch scale figure is the one that was part of the DC Direct box set. And that was too small. There's a reason why I never bought that box set, because the Space Hog just seemed like it was too small. This one, though, is huge and badass, big pipes. I can't wait for this to get approved and then actually come up for pre-order, because you know I'm going to be all over this pre-order like a fly on a turd. Now, the final little bit of action figure news I wanted to yak about was that 3 images were revealed in the not too distant past, but certainly a minute away from now. I'm definitely late talking about this one, of 3 of his upcoming DC Multiverse characters: Superboy Prime, Reverse Flash, and Lobo. All 3 are characters that I'm super glad that he's doing. They're not Bat characters, they're just universe building characters. They're all fan-requested characters, and I'm sure they're going to come out in the mix looking really awesome. Now, I think we all knew that the Reverse Flash was coming. I think we all knew anyway, because I did a video previously talking about some of these characters that were coming out. But even if that video never existed, even if the information had never leaked, I think we all knew that Reverse Flash was coming because Todd is a man of the repaint. He likes to do the action figure repaints to try and reclaim as much of his money as he can for the tooling. And let's face it, the Reverse Flash is an easy repaint. It's one that you can clearly forgive him for doing a repaint of because it's just the Reverse Flash. He looks the same, just different colors, and the lightning bolt's on a different angle. I don't know at this point for sure if the head is going to be a new sculpt. I can't quite tell. I'm going to assume that it probably is, but again, I don't know for sure. It's one that I'll definitely be picking up because if you got the Flash, why not get the Reverse Flash, one of his arch nemesis? So that's what I'm stoked about. The Lobo figure looks pretty awesome. I will say the head looks a bit wonky. I'll likely end up doing a head swap with this Lobo if it's something that I can do, if there's an available head for it. The head on this one, at least in this lighting, looks a bit crunched at this point. But we'll have to see how it comes out in the mix. Still, regardless, a figure that I'm absolutely stoked for. And then the final character, which I'm going to be honest, I'm the most excited about, is Superboy Prime. He's one of my favorite DC characters. I wouldn't even call him a villain. I would call him just seriously damaged, seriously traumatized. A character that has good in him, that wants to do good, but it's also very selfish and very resentful. And he is loaded with PTSD, that guy is. He's a fantastic character. For one, the figure looks awesome. Not completely accurate to the source material. It definitely has its differences, some major and some small. But you can tell who we're getting just by looking at this figure. You don't have to figure it out. You know it's Superboy Prime. It looks awesome. I'll be getting one just to keep, and I will likely get a second one because that head sculpt also it just doubles as a very good Superman head sculpt. So I'm going to see where I can employ that head, probably somewhere else in the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figure line. Maybe on the original release of Superman or something like that. Looks fantastic though. So those are the 3 McFarlane Toys DC figures that caught my attention. And I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. I was kind of hoping that around the same time he would reveal his Rebirth Superman. I'm curious as to whether it will be Rebirth, because he can do Rebirth. The sculpt is all there because the Bizarro figure is basically the look for Rebirth Superman. Or if he would do Superman in the Reborn suit, that was a different belt area and he had red boots that time instead of the blue boots just with the red line up top. I'm curious to see what that Superman figure will actually turn out looking like. And secondarily, will it be possible to customize that figure into a classic looking soups? So you can have a classic one and you can have the Rebirth version using the same body buck. I feel like that would be a customizer's dream. Lord knows so many people have customized the Bizarro figure to kind of look like Superman as best they can, swapping out parts. And people have repainted the infected Superman as well to look like a classic Superman. So if it's possible to just do a simple trunk swap, that would be ideal. A head and trunk swap, or even just a trunk swap would be ideal. I really hope that that's something that we can do with this one. If we can't, it's not Todd's responsibility to make sure his figures are customizable, but a guy can dream. Anyway, I feel like that's it. That's all I've got time for. I did have other things I could have talked about, like casting news, but I've taken up enough time with this one. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, found it an interesting, useful waste of time for the day, and I will see you again the next time. Have a DC day, everybody, and take care.